my name is Alison. I'm the Programs, Outreach, and Youth Services Manager here at Monterey County Free Libraries. Thank you for joining me today for another episode of Backyard Science. Today we are going to be talking about tree sap. So the other day my boyfriend and I were coming back home from walking our dogs when we noticed that our tree out front had a lot of sap dripping off of it. It was really cool looking. It just looks very oozy and sticky, but it's a really cool golden color. It almost looks like honey, honestly, dripping off the tree. And this inspired me to do some more research about tree sap and make this video. And that is my favorite kind of backyard science video, something that is inspired by what you see out in nature around you that encourages you to go research and find out more. So I'm going to share some cool tree sap facts that I discovered, and then I'll show you some video clips of the tree sap on the tree in my front yard. Tree sap is like the blood of a tree, basically. It carries nutrients and energy to the branches in the tree. There are two different substances that could be considered sap. The first is called Xylem. I think that's how you pronounce it. And Xylem transports water, minerals, hormones from the bottom of the tree all the way up. The xylem channels die each year and then new ones form. And so this is actually what makes those rings that you see in a tree. So if you cut down a tree, you may have heard that you'll be able to see rings formed in the base of the tree. And this shows, if you count all the rings, how long the tree has been alive, or had been alive at that point if you've cut it down. This is from the xylem channels dying off year after year and new ones being formed. The other substance that could fall under sap is called Phloem. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's spelled Phloem. And this is what you would think of normally with sap. It's all the sticky stuff that is made up of the sugars that form during photosynthesis. One thing that I found out that was a little bit alarming is that leaking sap, like what we saw on our tree, is usually a sign that something is wrong with the tree. So it's almost like the tree's defense mechanism. In some cases, it could be that there's an invasive pest called bark beetle that burrows into the tree and lays their eggs in the tree. And a tree's defense mechanism against this is to send sap out to fill up these holes so that the holes get flooded and the eggs die, and or the bark beetle itself gets trapped in the sap since it's so sticky. Some of you might also be familiar with an edible form of sap called maple syrup. How many of you like to eat maple syrup on your pancakes or your French toast sometimes at breakfast? Maple syrup is a type of sap that comes from a tree called a sugar maple. And you access that sap by putting a tap into the tree so that you can channel all of that sap into a bucket. And then that produces maple syrup. If you see sap out in nature, you want to be very careful because it is very, 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 very sticky, and it can get on your clothes and be very hard to get off. I've definitely had sap get on my pants when I sit down, and it is a nightmare to get out of your clothes. So if you are looking at sap, make sure that you proceed with caution, and if you want to touch it, make sure that you don't touch your clothes afterwards and that you have an adult with you to help you make sure that you get all clean. If you're interested in learning more about tree sap or any other science topic, or really any topic, you can check out our online catalog at www.emcfl.org to place books on hold. You can talk to staff members at any of your local MCFL branches, and you can also visit our online resources where we have databases that have tons of information so that you can look online from reliable sources. Thank you all so much for joining me today for Backyard Science, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!